people will stick nails and screws and whatever through the eye and they will extend down. Never put an axe on a bandsaw. I've ruined so many blades just cutting through the wood and then hit a nail or a screw or something.
This is Roy. He runs Viintage Axe Works and restores and sells some awesome axes and hatchets. He invited me to his shop to see how he does what he does, and in this video, I'll be learning how to sharpen an axe straight from him. Follow along and be sure to catch the other videos in this series, and I'll have them linked below.
So I just put this in the vise, take this, and this is pretty dull because it's hit multiple things, and if it gets into the head, you don't have to worry about it. So don't use a saw that you like.
If you're wondering why we're cutting off this perfectly good axe handle, well, it's not perfectly good. The fitment was not great, and we're going to be totally restoring this axe in a separate video. But to get to sharpening this thing, we need to get this old handle off of here, and Roy has found this is the fastest way.
Just like that. So what you want to do here is intuitively you're going to want to drive this down here. That's wrong. Because the way that the axe eyes are shaped, it's actually bigger at the top than it is at the bottom. So if you can just get past this shoulder right there, it'll make driving this eye material out way easier. So the easiest way to do it is just take your hammer, watch your eyes because this is going to chip off. You can see that's what I'm talking about, just chipping off like so. Come back to your vise. You may have to drill this eye material out, just depending on how much is in there. Just like that. Different heads have different eyes, and I just found it easy just to make some generic jigs to fit different types of heads. So there are two main ways to sharpen an axe. You can traditional hand file, single cut file, or on the 2x72 grinder. So the file system is pretty basic. You always want to go into the cutting edge, and you want to do nice even draws all the way across the cutting edge. That way you get a single facet all the way across. So you can see here that I'm not even down on the cutting edge just yet. Right. I'm still trying to remove material to give us this new bevel. And if you're going to do this, settle in, because it does take a while. Not even close.
All right, so to speed this up a bit, the other method would be on the grinder, you said.
Yeah, if you have access to a 2x72 grinder and a rotary flat platen, I highly recommend that. I know it's not for everyone, so start off with a file, get yourself some sort of holding jig. This way is very effective, and it's the tried and true method. And once you have a baseline knowledge of this and you have access to a grinder, then you can it's just a matter of speeding up your work. So what we're looking for here is a nice convex edge that goes all the way down to the very edge of the bit. And you can see that we're pretty far off here, so this would take a substantial amount of grinding or filing, and you're going to want to rotate back and forth. And then once you see that little fine burr finally roll up, that's when you know you're good. And you can go out and you can get a bevel gauge, and you can put on here, and it'll actually measure what angle your cutting edge is. And typically what you're looking for is right around 22.5, 17 to 22.5. The steeper the angle, the more it's going to be designed for splitting, more blunt type work. And anytime you get to a finer and finer point, you're really talking about scary sharp detail work, not a lot of force. That's just razor sharp.
So you would sharpen something like that, so like someone who's making
like carvings, yeah, hand carving type stuff. Normally everything that goes out of my shop is right around the 20 to 22, 23 degrees. I don't measure every single thing, and this is just kind of muscle memory. Once you get it, you just kind of get it. And if it's sharp enough to cut a piece of paper, it's pretty darn sharp.
Yeah. Okay, so onto the grinder.
Onto the grinder. You're going to be able to get this or not. This is what you're looking for. That little bitty burr right there.
After reshaping the edge of this axe, Roy moved on up through the grits to refine the edge.
So now that we've got this rough grind in there with 80 grit, now we need to refine it and start rolling that burr over a little bit more and cleaning these scratches out. So I'm going to go up to 320, and then after that I'm going to put a strop on it and get us a nice polished edge.
Well, that's it for this video. Thanks so much for checking it out. I hope you learned something about how to sharpen an axe. Stay tuned, I've got some more videos coming in this series where I was at his shop and learning some different things about axes. We even restore the axe that you saw us basically cut apart at the beginning of this video. Go check out Roy on Instagram at Viintage Axe Works, or go visit his website, pick up a beautiful axe that he restores. I've got links to all his information down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.